Hey, good morning to you. Wednesday, April 8th, getting close to halfway through the week here. I'm Eric Connor.
And I'm Neda Irampur. We do have a lot of news to get to here this morning, including reports of an officer-involved shooting in North County. News 8's Tori Apodaca is there.
Right.
But first, we have our forecast. We need to know.
Yes, lots of people have been talking about this weekend and the potential for rain.
Right.
So you
Do we
have some
cancel
good
plans
news.
or not?
And I would say it's good news because of the timing of this, right?
Sure.
We originally expected this to be a very wet Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
It still seems like rain will be coming over the weekend, but our probability of precipitation, meaning how likely it is that these spots will see rain, is starting to slide a little bit. It's still at about 60%, was at 90% yesterday. So right now we're anticipating that over the weekend as a whole, we'll pick up on about 1/4 of an inch, maybe up to 1/2 an inch max. That again will change going into the next 48 hours as we continue to see these forecasts come into agreement. In the meantime, sunny day today, upper 70s inland. Going to be a beautiful one out there. A little bit of fog up in Fallbrook at 2.5 miles of visibility. Brownfields at 5 miles, but the fog, the cloud cover that we have right now will be breaking apart rather quickly, and we'll transition to sunshine this afternoon. Going to be a nice and warm day out there. Vanessa Paz is checking in on what's going on our roads. Anything major to talk about?
Well, we have a couple of issues in the North County that may slow things down for you. Let's say if you're headed in from the Fallbrook, even Temecula area, so you may want to pay attention here. A crash is hanging out in the center divide, and this is as you make your way towards the 78 coming in from the 76, so coming in from the Paula, Bonzel, Fallbrook area. It looks like it's causing stop and go traffic all the way to Old Highway 395, so pack your patience traveling through that pocket. We're also tracking another crash, this one on the 78 westbound right before Mar Vista Drive, and it's on the right shoulder, so not blocking any lanes, but it could cause, again, looky-loos to kind of tap the brakes there, so be mindful of that. Here's what it looks like in both directions on the 8 coming in from the La Mesa Grossmont area. So far, so good as you make your way towards the College neighborhood. Right now, we're tracking about a 10-minute ride coming in from Oceanside and Escondido, and that's both on the 5 and the 15. Full span of the 78, even with that crash at Mar Vista Drive, still not too bad. Anywhere between 15 to about 13 minutes or so headed westbound all the way towards the Oceanside area. Back to you guys.
All right, Vanessa, thank you so much. And now to that breaking news that happened overnight while many of you were sleeping. A man is dead after a pursuit and hours-long standoff with sheriff's deputies.
This in an unincorporated part of Escondido along North Broadway. That's where we find News 8's Tori Apodaca with more on why deputies were initially pursuing this man here. Tori?
Hi, good morning. Authorities say it all started with someone getting stabbed last night just around 10:15, and then that stabbing suspect made a run for it, and that's when the pursuit began, and then ended here at this residence on North Broadway Street. Right now, you are looking at where there is still a very active scene with sheriff deputies out here. The crime scene tape still up. This is along North Broadway in Bachelor Lane. We did see a few people and cars going in and out of this crime scene, but go ahead and take a look at what it looked like earlier during the actual standoff was happening for many hours last night as they were trying to negotiate with that stabbing suspect to come out. During the chase, authorities say that the suspect was armed with scissors and claimed he had a gun on him. Then just before 2 a.m., they say that the stabbing suspect said he was going to get a drink of water and then come out. A few minutes later, authorities say that he did come outside and then ran at them. That's when law enforcement fired their guns at him and the officer-involved shooting occurred. And despite life-saving efforts, that man died. At this point, it does not appear that there was any exchange of gunfire between that stabbing suspect and authorities. Of course, information we are still working to confirm. Again, just getting a better picture now that the sun is starting to come out just a little bit. Of course, still trying to learn more information, but the San Diego Police Department is now the lead agency investigating this, which is standard protocol when we do see these officer-involved shootings. We are supposed to be hearing more details from them any minute now, and we will keep you updated once we get that. Reporting from Escondido, Tori Apodaca, News 8.
Tori, thanks for the update. Developing this morning, an investigation underway in Northern California after a man was shot by an ICE agent. We should warn you, new video of the shooting just released may be disturbing for some. Dash cam video capturing the moment federal agents were trying to arrest a man during a traffic stop near Interstate 5 in Patterson. Officials say the driver then used his vehicle to try to run over the officer. Agents opened fire and the man was taken to the hospital. His condition has not been released. Authorities say he's wanted in El Salvador in connection to a homicide case and has alleged gang ties. Again, that's what they claim. The man's family says that that is not accurate.
The family's been absolutely adamant that he is not a gang member, that this is most likely a case of mistaken identity. I mean, Carlos Ivan Hernandez is not the world's rarest name, but they are absolutely adamant that he has never been involved in gangs. He was on his way to a job. He rehabilitates burned down buildings. He spends his time at home with a 2-year-old girl.
The FBI is now investigating.
This morning now, turning to developments with Iran. A ceasefire is now in effect between the U.S. and Iran. The announcement came less than 2 hours before President Trump's 5 p.m. deadline yesterday. Ahead of that deadline, President Trump threatened that, quote, a whole civilization will die, unquote, if Iran did not make a deal. Representatives from both countries are now set to meet in Islamabad, Pakistan, to hammer out the details of a 10-point peace proposal. Iran's foreign minister says the ceasefire deal includes a 2-week safe passage for ships through the Strait of Hormuz, which could bring relief at the pump. And now let's talk about the Artemis II mission. As the crew of the Artemis II mission begins its voyage home, we're seeing these awe-inspiring images from around the moon.
It's so amazing to check these out. It's an incredible perspective of our planet. NASA is calling it Earthset, a perspective of our planet sinking behind the lunar horizon. It's a callback to Apollo 8's Earthrise back in 1968. The Orion capsule is scheduled to splash down off the coast of San Diego late Friday afternoon, early evening, but we are told the time is 5:07 p.m. I don't know how they get it down to that exact science, but, you know, these guys know a thing or two about science and math and calculations.
Precision is very important in their job.
They're very good at it. Look at some of these images. Incredible to see.
So many craters. It's awesome.
Incredible. It really is. The video, the pictures, everything. When they were doing that live flyby, they were holding up their iPhone to the screen to everyone, you know, in Houston to show the pictures that they were taking of the moon. And
on their phone, too.
I was just so eager, on their iPhones, so eager to see those now high-resolution photos. And they delivered. It's just incredible to see. No real words for it. 6:07 right now. Good morning to you. An overcast start to the day across San Diego County. Predominantly out by the coast and inland. Some fog up toward Fallbrook and down toward the international border, but aside from that, not much trouble out there. Satellite radar has shown that the clouds that have built in the overnight stretch are going to be pretty eager to break apart, meaning that we should transition to sunshine rather quickly. Yesterday we did so right around 7 a.m. Today could follow in a pretty similar pattern, meaning we could have just complete sunshine out there through 8, 9, 10 a.m. especially. Live look outside, though, shows it might be a lofty task. Overcast skies for now. 6:28 is sunrise, 20 minutes from now. Sunset coming at 7:14. Let's talk a little bit about a weekend rain event that is coming our way. Saturday and Sunday both hold a pretty solid opportunity at rain. 68% on Saturday, 62% on Sunday. Yesterday we talked about how today we'd have a better understanding of what this storm could look like. That better understanding includes a lower probability of precipitation. Earlier in the week, we had seen that chance up around 80, 90%, starting to slide a little bit. What I also want to note with this is that a lot of models show only about 1/4 of an inch max each day, meaning that Saturday could get about 1/4 of an inch, Sunday about 1/4 of an inch. That would mean over the course of the weekend, 1/2 an inch in total. And right now, I'd say it seems like we're going to get lighter opportunities for precipitation, closer to about maybe 1/10 of an inch each day, Saturday and Sunday. Again, I know people aren't loving when I say it, but that will change between now and about Friday. We're still pretty far out from this wet weather event. So in the meantime, we will give you that updated information as we get it. But the emphasis here is that while it probably will rain both Saturday and Sunday, it shouldn't be a reason to cancel all your plans, maybe just to adjust the amount of time you're spending outside. 82 this afternoon in Santee and El Cajon, 75 in San Diego, 60s in PB and La Jolla, looking pretty good up in North County in the 70s and upper 60s, and moving into the 80s for Escondido, Poway, and Ramona. Vanessa Paz is checking in on traffic. Good morning.
Good morning. A lot of these drivers, I'm sure, are pretty comfy despite the gloom. This is the 5 in both directions right at Old Town Avenue as you make your way out of the downtown area, shooting up towards Point Loma, maybe Mission Bay. near that 8 interchange. We're still tracking a couple of crashes in the North County. This one has cleared, but unfortunately the slowing has not. And this is on the 15 right at Gopher Canyon. So if you're familiar with this stretch, you know that anytime there's issues around here, it bottlenecks through this pocket. So right now we're tracking about 20-mile-per-hour speeds due to that incident there. Again, on the CAT, it looks like the crash has cleared, but there's still a lot of brake tapping as you make your way southbound, passing the 76 this morning. This one's still active on the CAT, a crash blocking the right shoulder in Vista on the 78 West right at Mar Vista Drive. So keep an eye out for that. All right, let's go ahead and pull up those travel times. About a 10 to 15-minute ride in from the North County. If you're headed southbound this morning, 15 minutes full span of the 78. If you're traveling in from the East County headed west, about 3 to 7 minutes on the 94, the 8, as well as the 52. And steady speeds across the South Bay as you make your way northbound. A little bit of slowing as you make your way in from downtown Abarrio Logan towards the city of Coronado. But despite that, still an easy drive to get you across, about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, about 10 to 15 minutes for those drives headed northbound. Again, if you got to get somewhere on time, now is a perfect time to head out the door because things are going to slow down, especially once we get into the 6:30 hour. Over 3 hours right now when it comes to the border wait times coming across from Otay Mesa's port of entry. I'm not seeing anything on our alerts in terms of activity, but yeah, over 3 hours. That's the wait right now to get across from Otay Mesa. Not much improvement to cross in from San Ysidro's port of entry, so I would say opt for San Ysidro as an alternate route, but they're even seeing their fair share of slowing to get across this morning.